El Museo del Papalote y el Fondo de Cultura Económica presentan una exposición con el trabajo de 3 grandes ilustradores de libros para niños. Y como no hay edad límite para disfrutar y apasionarse con estas historias, nosotros vamos a platicar con 2 de los autores, Satoshi Kitamura y Anthony Brown. Satoshi Kitamura nació en Tokio. Dejó la escuela para dedicarse al arte y hoy es uno de los autores e ilustradores de libros infantiles más conocidos del mundo. ¿Qué tal es la experiencia de participar en una exposición y tener esa interacción con los fans y con los niños que quizás están viendo tu trabajo por primera vez y participar en estos talleres?
I've been doing lots of workshops in many countries and I always enjoy it, especially in Latin American countries. But somehow I think that children in Latin America is probably most enthusiastic and they seem to enjoy it. This thing called kamishibai. Kamishibai is a kind of Japanese traditional storytelling with pictures. And I do a couple of stories and then I give children to do something which is using papers and colors, pens, scissors and so on. That's I usually do.
Uno de sus personajes recurrentes es un simpático gato que siempre se mete en problemas. Tú siempre fuiste un artista, pero ¿fue difícil para ti empezar a escribir tus propias historias?
Yes, it was. Especially I started my career in England, so I had to write in English. So I had to learn the language, and also the craft of learning, especially for children, is you have to write something very short. But I learned it from illustrating other people's texts, especially this author called Harvey Oram, who I worked with for my first few books together. I learned a lot from her, illustrating her stories.
¿Cuál es la magia que tienen los animales?
Using animals as a character is quite convenient because it's so flexible and it's always a metaphor of people. Yeah, it's actually we are always talking about people, but using animals instead of people because it's maybe easier, make it more humorous and also less rude. If you use each person, then it's much easier for animals behaving like a people, and it's because of humor and also it's less dialect. So animal is like actors.
Satoshi tiene libros protagonizados por elefantes, patos, borreguitos, ardillas, perros y otros animales. ¿Y tú crees que tu trabajo de alguna forma inspira a los niños a no dejar de dibujar?
I hope so, but I don't know. But I hope they will be. I mean, yeah, because I like children's drawings, and I hope they just continue drawing it.
Anthony Brown es un autor e ilustrador británico cuyos libros le han dado la vuelta al mundo. El más conocido es Gorila, y otros como Mi papá, Willy el tímido, Mi mamá o Me gustan los libros también han conquistado el corazón de niños y niñas de todas las edades. Ser ilustrador de libros para niños es como la profesión ideal de los que son tímidos y que nunca quieren salir de su casa, pero aquí estás y vas a dar talleres y vas a estar conviviendo con gente. Entonces, ¿cómo es esa faceta de tu trabajo?
It's like being two people because when I'm working at home, I'm on my own. I might listen to some music or listen to the radio and just quietly work away, and that's my routine. I do that every day, and then suddenly I get on an aeroplane and come to Mexico City, and there's all this going on, and I have to kind of pretend to be another person. I sort of transform into Anthony Brown because at home I'm called Tony Brown, which is the shortened version, and that's who I am really, but I pretend to be Anthony.
¿Qué pasa durante estos talleres?
I usually play a game, a drawing game that my brother and I thought we'd invented when we were small boys. It's a game where one person draws a shape, an abstract shape, the other person looks at it and thinks, now does that look like something? Can I turn that into something? And so they, with a different coloured pen, transform it into something. And that's what I do with children, that's what I did as a child. And that's actually what I do in all my books. They're all got transformation in them somewhere. And I think that all art that's ever created is a kind of transformation. It's kind of playing this game. It's taking something that exists, like a memory or something you might have seen, and telling the story, telling your version of the story. By doing that, you must change it, just because it's my point of view.
Anthony impartió un taller con pequeños que visitaban el museo. Primero, un cuentacuentos leyó Willy y la nube, protagonizado por uno de los personajes más famosos de Brown. Los niños estaban felices preguntándole cosas a Anthony. En el taller, Anthony los invitó a hacer figuras y a partir de ellas encontrar formas y crear personajes. ¿De dónde vienen tus historias?
I think, yes, they come from everywhere. They come from my own childhood, I suppose, more than anything. From my own children, things that happened to them, or stories that people tell me about their children, or they come from the news, or newspapers, or paintings, or dreams, or they come from everywhere. An idea just can suddenly come into your brain. And then it's a question of how do you develop that into a story.
¿Por qué te gusta utilizar animales como personajes?
We are animals. We are primates after all, and I think sometimes we forget that and we think of ourselves as being very important and superior to all other creatures, and that happens within human beings as well. You get certain human beings, certain countries, certain races thinking they're superior to other people, and I hate all that. I like the idea that we are, in a sense, all one, and so that's. I mean, I don't deliberately try and put that in my books, but I like the idea that we should be aware of that we are not superior beings, really.
Busca estas aventuras ilustradas en el Fondo de Cultura Económica y hazlas tuyas como los niños en el taller. Que la edad no sea un pretexto para no divertirte.